Hello, little ones. Listen carefully, okay? I'm going to tell you a story. In a very shady tree lived a little bird. Her name was Pipi. Pipi was a sparrow. Her body was small. Her feathers were light brown. Her eyes were black and shiny. Every morning, Pipi was always cheerful. When the sun rose, Pipi woke up too. Chewy, chewy, good morning. Pipi's voice was like that. The morning breeze blew gently. The leaves swayed gently. The shady tree felt cool and safe. Pipi made a small jump on the branch, jumped to the right, jumped to the left. Pipi smiled. Her heart was full of enthusiasm. I love mornings, Pipi said softly. In that shady tree, Pipi lived with her mother. Pipi's mother was always kind. Pipi's mother always encouraged her. Pipi, you're great, she said every day. Pipi loved hearing that. Her chest felt warm. Today felt different. Pipi saw other birds flying high. Their wings flapped powerfully. They floated in the air. Pipi looked up at the sky. The blue sky was vast. White clouds moved slowly. Pipi thought. I want to be like them, Pipi said. Pipi looked at her small wings. They were still short, but Pipi smiled anyway. I'll try, Pipi said cheerfully. The wind blew again. The leaves whispered softly. The lush trees bore witness. Today would be an important day for Pipi. Pipi didn't know yet. She would fall, not once, but many times. But one thing was certain. Pipi's heart was full of enthusiasm. Pipi didn't give up easily. And this was the beginning of the little journey of a sparrow named Pipi. The morning was getting brighter. The sun was rising slowly. Pipi was still standing on a leafy tree branch. She looked down. She looked up. Other birds flew by. Their wings flapped. The air carried them far away. Wow! Pipi's eyes sparkled. I want to fly, Pipi said softly. Pipi opened her wings. They were small, but Pipi wasn't sad. Pipi took a breath. Her chest rose. Her chest fell. I can do it, Pipi said enthusiastically. Pipi stepped to the tip of the branch. The branch was quite high. Below her was green grass. A gentle breeze blew. Pipi's feathers moved gently. Pipi closed her eyes for a moment. She imagined the sky. She imagined flying high. I'm a sparrow, Pipi sighed. I have to be brave. Pipi opened her eyes. She smiled slightly. Then Pipi jumped. Pipi's wings flapped. Once, twice. Queet! Pipi shouted. But the wings weren't strong enough. The air felt heavy. Pipi's body descended. Whoosh! Pipi fell down. Thud. Pipi landed on the grass. Her body rolled slightly. Pipi paused for a moment. The grass felt cold. Pipi opened her eyes. Pipi wasn't crying. Pipi wasn't angry. She got up slowly. She stood again. I fell, Pipi said, but I can still try, Pipi continued. Pipi looked up. The branch was still there. The lush tree remained standing. Pipi flapped her wings, slowly, slowly. I can't do it yet, Pipi said honestly, but I'm not giving up, Pipi said with a smile. The wind blew again. The leaves swayed. The lush trees seemed to hear. The lush trees seemed to smile. Pipi gave a small hop in the grass. She was cheerful again. Today, Pipi had tried. And tomorrow, Pipi would try again. The next morning came. The sun was shining warmly. Pipi woke up with a smile. She remembered yesterday. "I fell," Pipi said softly, "but I tried." Pipi wasn't afraid. Her heart remained cheerful. Pipi stood on a leafy tree branch. The green leaves around her moved slowly. Pipi flapped her wings. Right, left. "I want to try again," Pipi said. The morning breeze came gently. The air felt cool. Pipi stepped to the tip of the branch. She bent down slightly. She stared at the grass below. Pipi took a deep breath. Her chest rose. Her chest fell. "I dare," Pipi said. Then Pipi jumped. The little wings flapped. Fast, faster. "Cheat, cheat, cheat!" Pipi's voice rang out, but the wings were still weak. The air couldn't support her body. Pipi fell again, faster than yesterday. Thud. Pipi fell to the ground. She rolled over a little. Pipi was silent. Grass stuck to her feathers. "Ouch," Pipi said softly. Her eyes blinked. Her heart was pounding. Pipi almost cried. Almost. But Pipi remembered one thing. She was a spirited sparrow. Pipi took a breath. She stood up. "I fell again," Pipi said. "But I'm still alive," Pipi said with a small smile. Pipi flapped her wings again. Still small, still weak. "But these are my wings," Pipi said proudly. The lush trees swayed gently, as if saying, "Keep trying." The wind stroked Pipi's feathers. Warm, soft. Pipi looked up at the sky. The blue sky was still there. "I can't do it today," said Pipi, "but I'm not giving up," said Pipi cheerfully. Pipi gave a small hop on the grass. She smiled again. Today, Pipi fell again. But today, Pipi learned to get back up. The day changed again. Morning came slowly. The sun greeted the lush trees. The light was warm. Pipi was awake. She looked cheerful. "I'm ready," Pipi said. Her little wings moved. Right, left. Pipi felt a little different. Her wings felt stronger. Pipi stood on a lush tree branch. The branch was high, but Pipi wasn't afraid. The morning breeze blew, fresher than yesterday. Pipi smiled. Her chest was full of enthusiasm. "I want to try again," Pipi said confidently. Pipi stepped to the tip of the branch. She looked up at the sky. The blue sky smiled at her. Pipi flapped her wings. Once, twice, 3 times. Then, Pipi jumped. Her wings moved quickly. The air rustled. "Tweet!" Pipi shouted. Pipi's body floated for a moment. A little, very little. But it wasn't enough. Pipi fell again. Down to the ground. Thud. Pipi fell. But this time it was different. Pipi didn't roll far. She landed more gently. Pipi opened her eyes. She smiled. "I fell again," Pipi said. "But I stayed in the air longer," Pipi said happily. Pipi stood quickly. She flapped her wings. "I'm getting stronger," Pipi said proudly. The lush trees swayed. The leaves clapped gently. The wind whispered softly, "Keep going, Pipi." Pipi looked up. The branch was still waiting. "I'm not giving up," Pipi said firmly. "I'm a brave sparrow," Pipi continued cheerfully. Pipi hopped in the grass. Her heart was full of hope. Today, Pipi fell again, But today, too, Pipi became stronger. Morning came again. The air felt warm. The lush trees stood quietly. The leaves were green and thick. Pipi woke up with a big smile. Her heart was full of enthusiasm. "Today I'll try again," said Pipi. Pipi flapped her little wings. Once, twice. They were still small, but not weak. Pipi stood on a branch. She felt braver. The wind came gently, touching Pipi's feathers. "I'm ready," said Pipi. Pipi stepped to the tip of the branch. She looked up at the blue sky. The sky seemed close. White clouds floated gently. Pipi smiled. She believed in herself. Pipi flapped her wings. Faster, stronger. Then Pipi jumped. Pipi's body lifted a little, longer than yesterday. "Queet! Chit!" Pipi's voice was cheerful. Pipi floated in the air. Her heart was happy. But suddenly, her wings tired. Her body descended slowly. Thud. Pipi landed on the grass, but it didn't hurt. Pipi chuckled. "I fell again," Pipi said. "But I almost got it," Pipi said happily. Pipi stood up quickly. She flapped her wings. They moved well, neater, stronger. "I'm not giving up," Pipi said. "Even though I'm small," Pipi continued. The lush tree swayed gently. The leaves rustled softly, as if saying, "You're great, Pipi." The wind swirled gently, surrounding Pipi. Pipi looked up at the sky again. Her eyes shone. "I'll keep trying," Pipi said confidently. Today, Pipi fell again. But today, too, Pipi's little wings didn't give up. That morning felt different. The air was very cool. The lush trees looked bright. The leaves glistened. Pipi woke with a pounding heart, not out of fear, but out of excitement. "Today," Pipi said softly, "I want to try again." Pipi flapped her wings, right, left. The small wings felt strong, stronger than yesterday. The wind was stronger, but still gentle. Pipi stood on the highest branch. The branch was sturdy. Pipi looked up at the blue sky. The sky felt close. "I'm ready," Pipi said confidently. Pipi took a deep breath. Her chest rose. Her chest fell. Pipi flapped her wings, fast, strong. Then Pipi jumped. Pipi's wings moved in rhythm. The air lifted her body. "Kwee!" Pipi's voice was long. Pipi didn't fall immediately. She floated, longer, higher. Pipi was surprised. Her eyes widened. "I'm flying," Pipi said happily. The wind carried Pipi upward. The leaves were below. The lush trees looked tiny. The grass was far below. Pipi flapped her wings again. She wasn't afraid. "I can do it," Pipi said cheerfully. Pipi rose higher. The blue sky greeted her. White clouds passed slowly by. Pipi smiled broadly. Pipi's body felt light. Her heart was filled with happiness. "I'm not falling," Pipi said. "I'm flying," Pipi continued proudly. Pipi did a small spin in the air. Her wings moved beautifully. The wind laughed softly. The sky shone brightly. Pipi flew higher, higher than before. That day, Pipi succeeded. After falling many times, Pipi finally flew. Pipi flew slowly through the blue sky. Her wings flapped calmly. The wind accompanied her, soft and warm. Pipi looked down. The lush tree looked small. The leaves were green. Pipi smiled happily. Her heart was full of gratitude. "I can fly," Pipi said softly. Pipi remembered the days past, the day she fell, the day she got back up. Pipi fell many times. Pipi got back up many times. She didn't give up. She kept trying. The blue sky opened wide. White clouds drifted slowly. Pipi flew around the lush tree. The tree was a place to learn, a place to try. "Thank you," Pipi said to the tree. Pipi flew higher, but still slowly, still carefully. Pipi felt proud, not because she was tall, but because she was brave. "I'm small," said Pipi, "but I'm strong." The wind whispered softly, "Because you don't give up." Pipi chuckled. "Tweet, cheet!" Pipi spun in the air. Her wings moved beautifully. The day was bright. The blue sky smiled. Pipi descended slowly, back to the shady tree. She landed smoothly, her feet planted firmly. Pipi looked up at the sky. She smiled again. "Tomorrow I'll fly again," Pipi said cheerfully. Little ones, if you fall, don't be afraid. Get up, try again. Like Pipi, a little sparrow. She fell, she got up, she flew. Because Pipi knows the important thing isn't speed. The important thing is not giving up.